That's ahead of some colder air. Nighttime temperatures in the 40s. Tomorrow will be in the 50s for highs. One or two of those storms tonight into tomorrow could be on the stronger side.
4 out of 5 women with ovarian cancer will experience a recurrence.
It's often incurable.
Until recently, following chemotherapy, women with recurrent ovarian cancer had to simply watch and wait for their disease to come back.
Well, we say,
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch. With maintenance therapies, women can delay recurrence.
Awareness of your choices
empowers you.
Take an informed and active role. Visit notonmywatch.com.
It's a good choice for the opening song there, Alyssa. Hello, everyone. My name is Chad Graves, and this is Behind the Mic. We are in McMinnville, Tennessee, and you can listen to us on 97.7. You could also listen and watch on Facebook Live, and on YouTube as well. So even after the show is over, you could go back and watch and listen to these. So tonight we are talking about a legacy. We're talking craftsmanship, and we're talking 4 and now 5 generations of Stenson family jewelers, which is pretty amazing. So with me tonight, we have David Stenson and his son Abram, 2 men carrying on one of the longest-running family businesses in our community. David is the oldest of 3 brothers. Is that right?
The middle.
Oh, the middle.
Middle son, yes.
All right. The middle son.
Jamie's the oldest and Sean's youngest.
Well, I got that wrong.
That's okay.
So, and all 3 of you guys own your own jewelry stores in competition with each other.
Yep.
And now you're a grandpa.
Grandpa.
Yes.
Yep. Grandson coming on.
Yeah. I think that is absolutely outstanding. All still working, and you're still working in the same shop that where your dad started, right?
Yep. 1960s when he started.
Wow. And Abram, you represent the next chapter, and you and your cousin represent the next chapter in the Stenson legacy of jewelry makers. All right, talk right into that microphone. You can raise it up if you need to. All right. Well, welcome, guys, to the show. I'm really glad that you came on, and tell us where this all started.
Well, it would be my great-great-grandfather, and from what we were talking a minute ago, he was a blacksmith, and he made of course, horseshoes and those kind of things. But I think his specialty was like the metal rim that went around the outside of the wooden wagon wheel. And I think this one's in somewhere around Alabama, Huntsville area. And I understand that there was a clockmaker there, and he had a gear that a tooth had chipped off, or the gear had broken or something, and somehow he forged another piece onto this gear, and I guess he was so good at it, it was just a piece that he had to continue to fix for other clockmakers. And it went from clockmaking into jewelry, from what I understand. So
and this was in Huntsville, Alabama, and this was how long ago?
Oh, I don't know.
1800s?
I would imagine, yeah. Yeah. When they still had to have blacksmiths to make whatever they made. So
when did your family come over to the McMinnville area?
Well, that would have been in the 60s, because my father and my uncle moved here first in 1960. They were working with their father in Deckard or Winchester. If you know, Deckard and Winchester's right beside each other pretty much. So I understand Calvin Odom owned the theater there in on the square in Franklin County. And then he had the Calvin Odom Theater here also. And the Serval was there beside the Park Theater where my where my shop is now. And I understand Calvin wanted something else in there. And my grandfather come to look at this place. Of course, Calvin had told him, look, why don't you come look at this place for your sons? and he did and liked it. And my grandfather struck a deal with a lady who owned the Serval, and she moved out, and my dad moved in, and my uncle, and they turned it into a jewelry store.
Wow. So 60, that's 65 years now.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah.
65 years in that same location.
Yep. So, and my father was 18 years old. My uncle would have been about 20, probably somewhere around that area, and he got drafted to go to Vietnam and become a medic, and left my dad here at 18 years old by himself.
So started a jewelry store.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So, just it would have been tough. It would have been
Yeah,
tough.
I know. So Abram, you work in the same jewelry store now as well.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. It's small, but we definitely make it work.
So, and you make your own jewelry now, is that right?
Yeah. Well, I started doing like with utensils, making from spoons, making them like rings and bracelets like that, and then now I've gotten into like engagement rings. Like some of my friends from high school have come to me, and I've been able to make their engagement rings.
So you're now making engagement rings. Wow. Yep. So I remember in high school you were making jewelry out of spoons, and now it's you're making engagement rings out of white gold and
everything. It's mostly yellow gold right now, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that was something that I wanted to talk to you about at some point, is like how these trends have changed over the years. I don't know where it started, it's like, but I've seen yellow gold, I've seen white gold, and I guess silver's still around it, but I keep hearing about the price of gold.
Yes, it's nuts. I think today it was somewhere around $4,100 an ounce.
$4,100.
Yes, it's just skyrocketed. I remember when I was in high school, when I graduated, it was $275 an ounce. Super cheap, and it's, of course, over the years everything goes up, of course, but this is just different.
Why has gold gone up so much?
Chad, I don't know. I don't understand, economics and those kind of things. But I have my theories. It's not because it's in short supply. I understand there's lots of it. I don't know. You're probably better at economics than I am on that one. So.
I don't know anything about why the price of gold has skyrocketed, but it does seem like it is a commodity that people like to hold on to, and they bury in their backyard.
Yeah.
So because they feel like I don't know. I've always heard people say if the economy crashes, you still have your gold that people are always going to want.
Yeah. But go back to biblical times, Chad. Bills were paid in gold. So
you're right. You are right about that. So I wanted to know about some of your earliest memories there in the shop.
Gosh, it's. I grew up there. 7, 8, 9, 10 years old in the shop, and customers coming in, and me and my brothers are behind the counter, and we're basically just tormenting our mom and dad, of course, misbehaving, but. I remember customers coming in and saying those boys are going to take it over someday, and it was true. But now I think back to people that I used to see, and now they're older and they were Dad's customers and they're still coming in. Those are memories, good memories is it's that, the older people still coming back and talking about Dad and how they treated them, and done a little job, didn't charge them nothing, or whatever it was. Those are good memories.
Yeah. So were you as a do you remember as a kid trying to make jewelry just like?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. There was always something laying around there that Dad had scrapped, or a customer was just tired of it and worn out and didn't want it anymore, and if I had time and I was up there hanging out, I'd take the pliers and cut the thing and size it to my finger, or, whatever. And it did a terrible job, but I thought I was doing something.
Yeah, you were learning.
Absolutely. Didn't know it at the time, but I was. And, Dad would keep an eye on it and make sure it didn't hurt myself, of course, but or didn't burn the place down. But yeah, I learned a lot as a child just piddling.
Yeah, speaking of that, Emily has a ring. It's actually getting really, really thin because the two rings kind of hit against it all the time, and it's getting really, really thin.
Yes.
It's gotten really sharp.
Yep.
I don't know what you do to fix that, but
just over time, Chad, with the rings touching each other and rubbing, back and forth all day long, they wear each other out. There's no bearings or anything there to help that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't grease that spot.
Right.
But over time they just wear out. But now what we do when it gets thin enough, we can reshank it. In other words, cut that whole bottom part out and come back in there with white gold, yellow gold, platinum, or whatever. Put a new shank in there, and basically rebuild the bottom. Or we can solder them together, and that absolutely relieves that problem.
So, and you can do this with all of the different metals, right?
Oh, absolutely. Platinum, white gold, yellow gold, silver, yeah, all of it, yeah.
It seems like you have to know a little bit of chemistry to be able to do this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's more, it's not necessarily, because I don't deal with a lot of chemicals, but, welding and the different temperatures with solders, and because the bottom of the ring like that takes a lot of pressure. So you got to use a harder solder when you're doing a bottom of a ring like that. So if it's something delicate, like a prong or something, you can kind of skim just a little bit and use a little bit solder that would flow at a little bit lower temperature, so you don't overheat your stones, But chemistry is not a big thing of it, but temperature, it's huge,
All right, well, we have to take our first break, but when we come back, I want to learn more about you being a new grandpa, and what this could be another chapter in the jewelry, in the Stenson legacy of jewelry making. All right, you're listening to Behind the Mic on WBMC, and we'll be right back after the break.
Surfing USA.
This holiday season, give the coffee lover in your life a gift that warms the heart. A coffee lover gift bundle from the cafe at Tree City. Each festive bundle is filled with local Rusty Bucket coffee, a Tree City Cafe tumbler that gets you coffee discounts all year, plus a holiday scented candle and a gift card for the cafe, all ready to place under the tree. It's a $75 value for only $49.99. Visit the cafe, located in the Inn at Tree City on Sparta Street, and pick up your coffee lover gift bundle today before they're gone.
This season, let's fill a Ford and fill some hearts. Main Street Media is teaming up with Reddick Brown Ford, Warren County EMS, and the Warren County Emergency Food Bank to help local families in need.
Drop off canned goods and non-perishable food at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison.
Or fill a Ford at our studios in McMinnville.
This is Helen Owens with the Warren County Emergency Food Bank. Our shelves are low, and there are families that need food every day. Your donation stays right here in Warren County, feeding neighbors, seniors, and kids who need it most. Will you help?
Let's do it together. Help us fill a Ford and feed the county.
Bring non-perishable items to Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, or by our Main Street Media Studios on West Colville Street. You can also donate financially by visiting the food bank on Sparta Street, or by donating to the food bank account at First National Bank. Let's help provide food for families in need this holiday season.
Let's get ready for the holidays with our friends at Warehouse Discount Groceries. More weekly specials. Now listen to these. 4-pound bag Domino sugar, 2 for $6. Whole boneless pork loin, $2.29 a pound. 3-pound bag of yellow onions, $1.59. 12-cup pack of Bluebell ice cream, $5.99. And Sundrop Dr. Pepper 7-Up RC Cola A&W Root Beer 6-pack half liters, just 4 for $10. All these great deals and more from our friends at Warehouse Discount Groceries, 835 Smithville Highway on the Strip.
Hi folks, this is David Mason Simpson with DM Simpson, Realtors and Auctioneers. If you're looking for a realtor to list your home, farm, land, or commercial property, we're ready to go to work for you. We'll evaluate your property and then promote it locally, regionally, and nationally. If you've been looking for the service you deserve in the real estate business, call the friendly folks selling Middle Tennessee and beyond at 473-LAND. DM Simpson, Realtors and Auctioneers, serving you since 2007.
Celebrate the holidays with a movie night at your hometown cinema, 3 Star Cinema. There's magic for everyone on the big screen. This holiday season, make every night magical at 3 Star Cinema. Now showing.
Running Man, Wicked for Good, Predator Badlands, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and Regretting You.
Call the 24-hour movie line at 473-7600 for showtimes and ratings at 3 Star Cinema, Sparta Road, McMinnville.
I love the colorful clothes you wear.
Welcome back to Behind the Mic. I'm Chad Graves, and I'm sitting down with David and Abram Stenson. So, David and Abram, what builds long-term trust with your generations of customers?
Chad, it just comes down to what Dad always did. You just treat people right. You know, just be nice to people, treat people right.
Show that you care.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and just become personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talk about anything other than jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And just show people you're a common person. You're just like everybody else, you know.
Well, I have to admit, whenever I go into a jewelry store, I just see prices, and I have no idea. I'm like, is this thing worth $5 or is it worth $100,000?
Yeah.
It literally, to me, not knowing the difference, I really don't even know what to expect. So I have to trust who I'm buying this from. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've been going to David. David's also a friend, been a friend for a long time, but I have to know that it's like, you know what, David's going to take care of me.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And I'll just take care of the piece, too. Whatever I sell you, I'm going to stand behind it, you know. It just, that's a lot of it, you know. I wouldn't buy a car from somebody that's not going to work on it for me, you know. Or I wouldn't trust somebody that, you know, wasn't personal to me. So
you know, you're right about that, because we bought a ring for Emily one time that had those little bitty diamonds in it.
We call them Kane Hardleys.
Kane Hardleys. Yeah. Well, you had those little bitty Kane Hardley diamonds in it, and a few of them popped out over time, and we would just take it back to you, and you just took care of it every single time.
Yep.
Well, and
you got to.
Well, it was. Again, we kind of realized at some point in time that those things are just going to continue to pop out, because she works with her hands all the time, and you know, bangs it up against the countertop, and so it's like, this is probably going to continue to happen.
Yeah, and it happens. You know, those stones are so small. You know, and these people are working in a factory. You know, and you get a product out, or you lose your job. You know, and they just pop them in there and send them out the door as fast as they can go. And that's a drawback to our industry, you know. Some people are on a time crunch, you know, when they send stuff out. Well, then us as jewelers, we can fix it. You know, if I sell it to you and it's not right, I'll fix it. So,
Abram, are you learning to grade diamonds? Like,
I don't know how to grade diamonds. Do you even know how to grade
I
diamonds?
know how to grade diamonds. Yeah, it's just the thing is, Chad, is like GIA. It's probably like the cornerstone of grading diamonds. I've looked at so many of them over the years. I can see. I know what it is, you know. He'll learn it. He don't realize he'll learn it, but he'll learn it, you know.
He probably already knows more than he thinks he does.
Because, I mean, you know, you see a yellow diamond, you know yellow diamond when you see it. You know, well, that's a grade of a diamond. Or something with a big spot in it. Or it's shaped funny. Or, you know, those are all grades of diamonds. They put the worst diamonds in like drill bits, saw blades, you know, the industrial kind of stuff. But now your better stuff goes into jewelry, of course, you know. So,
do you have a piece that a restoration or a new piece that you've made that was really, really memorable for you?
Golly, that's a tough one. I've made several engagement rings over the years. I can't name names, but just, you know, I wished I could do that one again, just because it was just satisfaction of building something. It just, you know, you can't not think about it, you know. And when the lady receives it and she breaks down, you know, and cries, "Oh, it's so gorgeous," you know, and you know you did your job, you know. and that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So
are you choosing the diamond and choosing the mount and the different type of metal, or how are you?
Usually, especially anymore with the internet and all the online stuff, most women know what they want, or they've got a good idea, and there's so many companies now that I deal with that do not necessarily custom but 3D printing, and I can just send them a picture and say, hey, can you make this? And they'll make it exactly like the picture, and I do a lot of that kind of thing. I say a lot, not a whole lot, but that's another thing that we can offer. If a lady comes in and says, this is what I want, and he's got the budget to do it, yes, we can do it,
So you can basically make just about anything that you can dream of.
Just about, yeah. I have a company, if you can just draw it, they'll make it. I don't have the technology to do it, but some of these bigger companies, they can just do anything, So.
Well, how has buying jewelry changed over the years?
You think it would have changed a whole lot, and it has in some aspects. The internet absolutely just, it opened up a different side of the selling part. But now it's still people want to see the piece. There's still the older customers that don't trust anybody. They want to see it in their hand.
They won't buy it from Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah. But now it's kind of funny. There's a lot of the younger generation. They don't think nothing about it. Just order it online and send it back if it's not right. And that's a big thing. But still, I still have those customers that are like, I'm not ordering nothing offline. I want to see it before I purchase it.
Well. So how many people come in on December the 24th or call you, David, on December the 24th and say...
Mostly just you, but no. But it's that day, it's mostly men. It's 100% men most of the time, But now, a woman every now and then will come in, well, I forgot to get my husband something, and she'll get him a watch or something. And that's fine. But most of the time, it's men running last second and... I should have been here, should have been there, whatever. The bad thing is it's everything I have is so picked over, and then I'm really sweating to get something, But now, the last 3 or 4 days before the holidays is just hectic. It's just crazy.
One year, I think it was a couple of years ago. Cole was driving back from Maryville and picked something up for me
in Knoxville.
Yeah, in Knoxville.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a supplier there in Knoxville, and here's a history on that, but their great uncle sold jewelry to my grandfather, and then they traded with my father, and now Abram's trading with their son, So it's like I just called them up, hey, I need this ring, and they're like, we'll meet you in Crossville, and I was like, let me call, and I called Cole, and he was somewhere around Maryville, kind of toward I-40 there, and he backtracked and went back over to Knoxville, picked it up, and come back. So, yeah.
Well, that was really very much appreciated, and that's the kind of things that you do for your customers that will be customers forever.
Yep. Hope so.
Yeah. Well, so Abram, are you selling any watches?
I haven't really sold any watches. I know I sold one a couple of weeks ago. This woman came in. It was this Citizen watch, and she was wanting to sell it. I was like, how much you take for it? So she said 40, and I bought it for 40. And some other guy came in a few weeks later, and he liked the watch, and I sold it for 60. So hey,
not bad. Hey, that's a pretty good profit there.
I don't really sell that much watches, to be honest. I know I sold one to my good friends. It's like Dad's watch, and I made a couple bucks on that one too.
Yeah, well, that's great. And David, what's the watch market like now? Because I assumed that people were used to, everybody wanted a nice Rolex or something like that, but all of a sudden the electronic the Apple watches started coming out, or smartwatches.
Yeah, and they're believe me, the smartwatch is a great concept. They're fairly rugged. They last a pretty good while. They're super handy. But the thing is like the internet thing. There's still people that want a watch with hands on it. They want to see it. They want to be able to look at it and tell what time it is, and they don't want all that stuff. They just want it simple, plain. But it did there for several years when the smartwatch come out. Watches just I wasn't selling them. I actually thought about quit selling them. And it kind of bothered me. And some of the salesmen that I had to just like be patient. I was like, all right. So I hung around for another year or so, and I started selling them again. So I thought, well, I'll hang on to them. So I actually have a private label watch, and they're Swiss made, and they do have my last name on them. So
you sell a Stenson watch?
Yes, correct. Yes, yeah. I've got a small line of Stenson watches. But I have another line of watches. They're little Japanese watches. Then they're super tough, but they're much more affordable. An expensive watch in them is going to be a couple $100, but now, but it seems like people have kind of went back to the old ways again. They want just a good wristwatch,
right? It's a piece of jewelry. It's not just it's not just to tell time. It's it's for fashion and to show people that, hey, I like nice watches. Nice things. All right. Well, when we come back, I want to talk about lab diamonds and blood diamonds. I want to talk about, I guess, where our diamonds come from and what the difference is, and can I tell the difference? But when we come back, I want you to tell me all about these. All right. You're listening to Behind the Mic, and we're talking with David and Abram Stenson on WBMC.
Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
Looking for a loan? At Coffee Bank & Trust, we make it happen. From business goals to personal dreams, we specialize in finding a way to get you approved fast. Better listening, better solutions, better banking. Because at Coffee Bank & Trust, we're committed to serving you better. Come home to Coffee Bank & Trust, a division of Coffee County Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 646005. Coffee Bank & Trust. Believe in better.
In the Main Street Journal News, Reddick Brown Ford and Main Street Media have launched a community food drive called Fill a Ford to support the Warren County Emergency Food Bank, which is experiencing unusually high demand following the recent federal government shutdown. Food bank staff report that supplies have been stretched thin as they continue to serve 10 to 15 families per day. Non-perishable donations can be dropped off in Ford trucks located inside the Reddick Brown Ford showroom on Manchester Highway and at Main Street Media on Colville Street. All donations will stay in Warren County, and frozen items such as turkeys and financial contributions are also being accepted at the Food Bank office on Sparta Street. The Fill a Ford drive runs through the end of 2025, and additional support is coming from Warren County EMS, the WCHS class of 2026, the Interact Club, and the Rotary Club of McMinnville. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
This weather is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas River Park Hospital.
Ascension St. Thomas River Park is here to listen to you because caring for you is our number one priority. Ascension care teams start by understanding you, your health, and your life to deliver care that's right for you. Now offering cardiac CT angiography services, a non-invasive cardiac exam that looks at the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart and can detect if plaque has narrowed the coronary arteries. The compassionate, personalized care you've come to expect is right here in McMinnville. We're more than just a hospital, ER, and a clinic. We want to give you hope, health, and strength.
I'm Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobes. Our forecast this afternoon, increasing cloud cover and temperatures climbing into the upper 60s. A few scattered showers begin to move in afternoon through the evening, and a chance for some thunderstorms overnight tonight that will linger into our Tuesday. That's ahead of some colder air. Nighttime temperatures in the 40s. Tomorrow will be in the 50s for highs. One or two of those storms tonight into tomorrow could be on the stronger side.
Welcome back to Behind the Mic. We are sitting down with David and Abram Stenson talking about their legacy in the jewelry business. They've been in the same location since 1960, and David and Abram take care of just about all the jewelry needs that I have. And I walked into your store, I don't know, I guess it was last year, and you had or maybe the year before, but you had a new toy in the back.
Yep.
So, and you started to show it to me, and I thought, David, I'll burn myself with this thing. So, what was that?
That's our new laser welder. It's amazing what that machine will do. It's really brought our repairs up to speed. It used to take me 20, 30 minutes to do one. I could do one in about 5 minutes now. So much faster. If you've ever done any welding or anything, you don't have to use flux or just a little bit of solder. The solder is it's basically about, I don't know, maybe a millimeter thick. It's just a small wire. If you've ever done TIG welding, it's kind of the same concept. But it's the neatest machine. It's really changed in my industry, the repairs. It's really changed that. There was a pretty good learning curve for me to learn that thing, but Abram picked it right up and
he's got those young eyes.
Yeah, young. And we was at a jewelry show actually, and my older brother had one. And I thought I'd like to see it, so we went and played with it a little bit, and I just wasn't interested. I'm the old guy. I don't want to learn nothing new. I want to stick with what I know. And Abram sat down there, and the guy who was showing it to all these, there were several people there, and he's like, "This is your boy?" And I said, "Yes, that's my son. He's already got it. He needs this machine." So we was watching him, and he had it on a monitor there, what he was doing, and Abram was soldering this little old thing, and it wasn't big as anything hardly, and he was just laying it in there, and I thought, man, that's amazing that machine will do it. And he goes, he needs this machine. He'll learn it twice as fast as you, and he did. So
how often do you use it?
Oh, gosh. I probably used it 20 times today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I've learned that. I did learn it, and I would never not have it now. So
I know that there's been, obviously, like the laser, there's changes in the industry. What has been the biggest change that you've seen in the industry over the years?
I have to say it's probably going to be the lab diamonds that the younger generation are just crazy about. It's really
what is a lab diamond?
Well, this is the way it was explained to me. It's actually a diamond. They take the minerals and put it in a crucible and heat it lots of heat, lots of pressure, and it grows. A diamond in this little crucible kind of thing. It's just as hard as a diamond. Looks like a diamond. Will take heat like a diamond. In all purposes, it is a diamond because it has the same minerals. I have a little machine that can test if a diamond is real or if it's a moissanite or a CZ or anything, and it fakes it off. It can't tell the difference.
So can a skilled jeweler tell the difference?
Now, in my opinion, I can't. And I can tell you a cubic zirconia or a moissanite or a white sapphire or any of that stuff. I can see it. But this lab stuff is it's a completely different animal.
It is a diamond.
Yes. That's the way I was told. It is a diamond. They just grow it in a lab. It's the only difference.
So how can you tell the difference?
There is a machine that a company has out, and it'll test it and tell you if it's a lab or not. But it's pretty expensive, and I can't afford it. Someday I'll probably get one, but as of right now, I'm doing well without it. But a lot of your nicer ones, lots of your nicer labs, they actually come with a certification. And believe it or not, on the girdle, if you can imagine the outside edge of a diamond, they'll put a serial number. They'll laser a serial number on that, and it'll whatever certification, if it's GIE or IGL or whatever company certifies it, they laser etch that number in that girdle, and it corresponds with the certification that they send. So that's a way that you can tell. But there are stones that don't get certified. They just get popped in a ring and sent out the door. So you just got to trust who you buy from.
That's interesting. So are lab diamonds certified?
Absolutely. Just like a natural diamond is. Absolutely it is.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
very interesting. So a natural diamond, let's just say a 2-carat natural diamond. That's I know there's all different kinds of grades, but same grade.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the difference in cost between a natural and a
like
lab?
a 2-carat natural, we'll say a pear shape. You're probably going to be anywhere between $25,000 and $30,000. A lab is going to be around $2,000, somewhere around in there. So there's a huge difference.
That is a huge difference.
Yeah, but now when they first come out, labs wasn't that good of a deal. They were about 3/4 the price of a natural, but over the years they've really come down.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's. But you can't tell the difference.
I can't tell the difference. I mean, you see a little teenage girl walking around with a 4-carat diamond. You know, her husband's working at McDonald's. You know, more than likely there's something. You know, but I shouldn't have said that. That was awful. But
I know, but I think we all understand what you're saying here. So Abram, what kind of jewelry are you making? Like, have you made any jewelry today?
Today? Did I do any today? I've been working on these arrowheads that we casted a couple weeks ago. It's this.
Ah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. So there's a story behind it. My grandpa, of course, this is his mold. He made me and my cousin Alex some silver ones, and then I was at the shop one day. I was like, I don't have a pendant for my chain. So I went out to the shop and I saw this arrowhead. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do the same thing that my Moody Paw made me. So I went and casted my own pendant that he used in the same mold.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, and I could see a lot of guys wanting to wear one of those around their neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it was the shark tooth a few years ago. Maybe you're starting a new trend here.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And that actually, Chad, that pendant was an actual arrowhead that Dad found at Center Hill Lake.
Wow.
Yep. So, and he made a mold of it, and we've sold a bunch of them.
That is really neat. That's a cool story there, and it's got a great story behind the actual jewelry there.
Yep.
So what else are you making? Are you still doing any of the spoon jewelry?
No, I'm trying to get out of that. I'm mostly doing like engagement rings right now. Since I'm that age of all my friends, I'm getting a lot of calls for like engagement rings and stuff.
So I'm gonna change topics here for a minute. So let's just say I have a gold chain from 15 years ago or 20 years ago that I don't wear anymore, and it just sits in the drawer. Can I take it into your store and sell it?
Yeah. I'll buy the scrap gold. Absolutely. I don't do it a lot, but I will. And if it's good, clean gold, more than likely I'm going to take it apart, and we're going to melt it down and make it into something else. You know what I'm saying? It won't be just sent off somewhere and Lord knows what's done to it. Lots of times, if it's like a 10-carat, 14-carat, like a nice rope, or the old herringbones, you remember the old flat ones that kink like crazy? We take those and chop them up, and we'll turn them into gold wedding bands, like the little arrowhead pendant, whatever. Because gold never wears out, of course, so we can always melt it down, make something else out of it.
So is that what you've done to make that pendant? Is just take gold that?
Yeah. So this one, he got it off of scrap. It was a nugget pendant, and I made it into an arrowhead. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. So, and you just melt it down yourself, and so I guess you have all the equipment there at the shop to do all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we use the shop is actually at my brother's house, Sean's house. And we use, I don't know if you understand what casting is, but we do a lot of centrifugal casting. So in other words, the gold is molten, probably 1850 degrees, somewhere around that area. And then it's basically spun really fast, and it gets thrown into a flask. And that's where our models are, and it makes the rings. So, But yeah, and we use the lost wax process. So it's, there's more to it than just, slinging gold into a mold, But yeah, we do a lot of wax molds and stuff like that too.
Yeah. All right. So I was about to ask more questions, but now's a good time for a break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the holidays. So, you guys sell any jewelry during the holidays?
That's when we go on vacation.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk with David and Abram about their busy holiday schedule. So you're listening to Behind the Mic with Chad Graves, and I'm sitting down with David and Abram Stenson.
If you've been waiting for the perfect time to buy a new Ford truck, that time is now. At Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new Ford F-150, including the STX, XLT, and Lariat models. That's right, no interest, 5 years, brand new truck. And many of our F-150s are priced at $1 over invoice. These deals won't last long, so get behind the wheel of America's best-selling truck today. So make that short drive down to Highway 55 to Reddick Brown Ford, where your new Ford is waiting.
This Christmas marks the 45th year of Share a Christmas Dinner, a Warren County tradition bringing hope and holiday meals to families in need. 73% of our students live below the poverty line, but you can make a difference. Each meal box includes a ham, vegetables, milk, eggs, and more. Everything for a traditional Christmas dinner. Every donation counts. So give today at Cleaners Express in McMinnville or online at shareachristmasdinner.com.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business make good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
McMinnville, you're a part of me. McMinnville, McMinnville, Tennessee. There's nothing like you anywhere around. I'm proud to say you're my hometown.
This Christmas, shop local and find something truly special at Graves Family Pharmacy. We've stocked the shop with custom sweatshirts, the cutest Meadowbrook gourds, and we're proud to be the exclusive retailer for Daylily Nursery's waxed amaryllis bulbs, the perfect gift for anyone on your list. And that's just the beginning. You'll discover unique holiday treasures all throughout the store. Make your Christmas brighter, simpler, and a whole lot more local. Graves Family Pharmacy, where community and Christmas come together.
Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
Welcome back to Behind the Mic. As we just heard the Grace Family Pharmacy commercial, and I heard Lily on there saying, Merry Christmas from our family to yours. Yeah, so we're sitting down with David and Abram Stenson. So before we get into the whole holiday question, I just had, I wanted to talk about or find out with two brothers in the business. You guys have to compete a little bit.
I mean, a little bit we do, but the thing is Chad, there's three different businesses, and we have three different clienteles. Jamie does carry a lot of, and I don't mean to, he carries a lot of higher end stuff, and Sean is like me. He wants the middle of the road, and just the common everyday kind of thing. But now Sean and I probably are more in competition with each other than Jamie, because he has clients that come from Atlanta, and just it's amazing. It's a little bitty town's got people traveling that far, but we're all competition, but we're not.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're still brothers.
Yes.
And Dad told us, he said, as long as you get along, you'll be fine.
You guys ever fight over anything ever?
When we were kids, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But now anymore, we'll if somebody does something, we'll just call them up, just let them have it and hang up on them, or whatever. But we still get along very well. If we need each other, the other one's there.
Yeah.
And if Jamie's got something I need, he'll bring it to me, or I'll take it to him, and we swap it out. Whatever we got to do. At the end of the day, you ain't taking nothing with you.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't have your family, you don't have nothing.
I couldn't agree more.
So
I like that saying. You can't take it with you, but you always have your family.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, but there's never been any real arguments over anything.
No, as far as the business, absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
no.
You're working together, but also it's like nobody gets mad if a customer leaves your shop and goes over to.
Usually what we do is we call them rub it in. So
they'd rather buy from me than you, Jamie.
Thank you for sending that. I sold him a $10,000 ring. So.
All right, so to the holidays, what percentage of business would you say is done over this the holiday season?
You mean like for my sales for the year, or
yeah?
Oh, geez. I would say at least half of it.
Really?
Yeah. What I do through the holidays will carry me through spring. It's huge, Of course, Valentine's is big also now. Christmas and Valentine's will carry me through,
the rest
several
of
months.
That, yes.
So I mean, but Christmas is still the big hitter. I mean, it's just hectic.
Yes, I imagine it is.
And you never know what's going to come in the door. You really don't. It could be some kid wanting to be engaged, or some guy buying his wife just anything.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anything.
So what about Black Friday? Do you have anything going on this week?
I don't. The bad thing is I've never done much on Black Friday. I think, of course, we live in a small town, and we're centrally located between Cookeville and Murfreesboro and Nashville and Chattanooga, and so a lot of people, they pick up the paper and, well, it's some big company's having a 50% off Black Friday sale. Well, they're going to Murfreesboro or somewhere like that, I guess. I'll do a little bit of business Fridays, but now it usually won't hit me till about the third week before Christmas, and then it's wide open.
So soon the first week in December just seems like it starts going crazy.
Yep.
So that'll be next week.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So starting next week, it's gonna be busy.
Yep.
So during that time, I know you bring in some extra help. I know that Mel comes into the store.
Mel comes and helps me out. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Abram's girlfriend, Bree, I got to give a shout out to Bree.
Yeah.
And I do have a new employee named Sandra. She's awesome, great personality, super friendly, and just absolutely can't wait to help you.
So you've got Abram and Mel and Bree and Sandra and David all in the store sometimes at the same time?
Yes and no. Of course, Mel works for the legal system here, so she'll come and go through the day. But it's pretty much going to be me and Abram and Sandra. So they'll be my main employees.
Well,
right
you
there.
got some good salespeople there.
So.
I know that.
I think so. Yeah.
So Abram, what's your favorite thing to sell? Obviously, if you could sell a $50,000 ring, that
I'll do that any day. Yeah, I think the engagement rings are my favorite. It's just like the building up to the surprise that they get and seeing their reaction. It just makes your day.
Yeah. Well, so what's the hottest sellers right now?
The past few engagement rings I've done, it's just simple yellow gold rings with a big lab in it. Yep.
So I know that yellow gold is big right now, but whenever I was buying, rings for Emily, it was platinum was big, and then white gold. So she just doesn't have a whole lot of yellow gold stuff now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, It's like whenever I buy DeWalt tools, I can't switch now because I've already started down that road.
Yeah, yep. You got yellow ones, you can't get red ones. I know. So, but yellow and white has just absolutely made a swap. My wife was also white gold, but now when we first got engaged, yellow gold was still hot, and then it wasn't. A year or so after we got married, it kind of started going to white gold, and it's been white gold for years. Up until about 2 years ago, and then yellow started getting popular again. And now we're selling twice as many yellow gold rings as we are
Is
white.
that right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
is the price of white gold, is it more or less expensive than yellow gold?
It's used a little bit more, but not maybe $20, $30 more on like a wedding band or something, something plain. Only because there's a few extra steps to white gold. There's a rhodium plating step, and the rhodium is very expensive to plate. And you plate white gold with rhodium, and it kind of gives it that chrome look. Really makes it pop, and that's where the extra cost comes in.
All right, but it's not actually in the raw material.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, so if someone wanted a custom piece, for how long does it take you to build a custom piece?
Just depend on the piece, of course. But now I've got one back one time in as short as 2 weeks before, and then the longest one I've done was it was probably about 30 days, a solid 30 days.
So 30 days.
Yeah.
Well, that's a complicated piece,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, you probably put a lot of time into that.
That's the thing is this company that I'm dealing with, they're so easy to work with. The lady actually had like 6 rings she had inherited, and she goes, I want them all in one piece. And I was like, oh no. So I shipped them all to this company, and they were just like, let me draw something. And you being a computer guy, you understand what CAD pictures are. And she sent it back, and the lady was just blown away. She goes, that's what I want. And in 30 days, it come in the door, and it was absolutely amazing,
So what excites you the most about the future of Stenson jewelry?
I just well, you always want to see your children do better than you, my career's about done. Hopefully, I can retire. But Abram picked it up a lot faster than I did. Just the hand tools and all that stuff. He picked it up so much faster than I did. And the new technology coming in with the CAD machines and the printers and the 3D printing, the wax molds and things like that. That's just, I love to see that stuff, but I don't want to learn it. I just don't want. I won't fool with it, But now that kind of stuff is going to make his job so much easier. And I just want to see what he can do with it, because I just feel like the future's wide open for this generation.
Well, so people are still buying jewelry after thousands of years.
Yes.
And they will continue buying jewelry, I assume. I still like to buy jewelry. I don't necessarily wear a lot of jewelry myself, but my wife likes it.
Your wife loves it.
She does.
And I appreciate your wife. She's awesome.
Yeah, she does. She enjoys nice jewelry. My mom enjoys nice jewelry, and lots and lots of people do.
Yep.
I just, whenever I wear something, it just feels like it's weighing me down here. So
Yep.
But so after all these years, I was going to ask what keeps you going, but I assume it's passing it down to the next.
Absolutely.
Legacy. All right. Yeah. Well, we've come to the end of the show, and you guys have been absolutely great. And I wanted to say, I appreciate you. You have been a supporter of me and this show since we started. So I appreciate you guys so very, very much.
Absolutely.
You guys are great. And I know that you're going to be successful for years and years to come.
Thank you, Chad.
Now, thank you guys for coming in. You're a great guest, and I hope your store stay packed over the next 3 weeks.
I'll see you soon.
All right. You've been listening to Behind the Mic with David and Abram Stenson, and we will see you guys next week with a very, very special guest that I cannot announce just yet.